Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video we are going to play with different hairstyles on a wig, and this video is sponsored by Glory Lace Wig. So I'm going to show you what came in the box first, then we'll move on to the wig, starting with a rat tail comb, which is good for parting and styling, as well as bobby pins and hair clips, which every woman needs, and a wig cap in my complexion, so I am thankful. These are all of the wig details. I will have everything in the description box, including the pricing for this unit, which is 22 inches long. And of course, when you get the hair, there are instructions, care instructions that are tagged onto the hair so you don't miss them. Now, what we're gonna do is wash our wig because we believe in good hygiene. We don't know how many times this wig was dropped in the factory. We don't know what it was processed with, because I mean, all hair is processed to a certain degree. You might be allergic, you just never know. Be safe, wash it. And I like to lay my wigs down flat on a towel to dry. So what I'm doing a couple of days later is applying some powder on the underside of the unit. This is a 360 wig, so I'm applying a lot of powder on it because it goes all the way around. The lace does anyway. It has 3 combs, one on either side, one in the front. I think there's one in the back as well, yes, and adjustable straps. So what we're gonna do now is cut the lace. After flipping it over, you can see right there that I'm chewing like a goat, but you can also see that the lace has been made less dense. I keep trying not to say pre-plucked because they intentionally designed the hairline, so they didn't need to pluck it. They just, you know, arranged the hairs the way they wanted to, less dense than the rest of the hair. So I'm gonna do the got to be glued method to apply my wig. There are several tutorials on YouTube that are way better than I could explain this to you, but I apply the product, then I dry it on. That's all that matters. We need to zoom into these hairstyles, and this was actually a couple of days later, so yeah. I'm parting on one side because I had a middle part previously and I didn't like it, and what I'm gonna go ahead and do is put some powder in the part. Try to apply powder that's lighter than your complexion. It always looks better, but this is the first look. Very simple, obvious, easy, everyday look. And here I am gauging to see what am I gonna do with my hair. I never really plan my videos in advance. I just kind of wing it most of the time. So I come up with an idea and then I film, and I had no idea how I was gonna style my hair. So here it goes. I parted on the other side, applied some Midnight Train by Uncle Funky's Daughter. It's a leave-in conditioner of sorts, and you don't have to use a product, just use water. It's cheaper. Get a spray bottle with water. And then I tied it up with a rubber band. Once I tied it the second time, I started to struggle a little bit, so I'm pulling it through, pulling the hair through, and some of it is trying to stay behind, but I tugged on it, stretched it out and everything to make it look like this. And it's a little bit of a wild child look, but I like it. It's very simple and super casual. So the next thing that I did was I made a jumbo twist right there on the ponytail to make it like a top knot bun on top, and I wanted it to be a little bit textured, so a twisted top knot bun instead of just bantu knotting it without twisting beforehand. And this gives it some texture, some dimension. It looks super cute. And what I do in the back is I pin it down so it can sit there instead of looking like it's floating on top of my head. And then once that's secure, the look is complete. So if you've noticed, I don't have baby hairs or anything like that. I'm not focused on the application, but more so the styling options, because we all have our own personal styles. So I wanted it to be as simple as possible, and I didn't want to do the work. So what I'm gonna do next Actually, this was an accident. I noticed that the twist looked kind of cute, so I twisted it a little bit more before removing the rubber band. And I think this looks better than the last two. You guys let me know. Do you think this looks better than the last two looks? Because I personally do feel like this looks better. And I was making eyes with the camera, but I'm going to move right along and grab some scissors. I'm not going to cut the hair. Listen, I'm gonna use it like a knife. Put it under the rubber band and just move it back and forth until the rubber band snaps. I'm not cutting the hair, I promise. So, moving right along, we are going to brush this hair out because it needs to sit down for the next 4 looks. We are back to square one, and what I'm doing now is parting the front half from temple to temple, part to part, basically. And I'm going in a little over an inch and twisting, coming down, a flat twist, going from my left to my right, your right to your left, and I am bringing that flat twist back and pinning it down. So we have like a half halo. And this is so me because I hate having my hair in my face. It breaks me out and it just irritates me after a while. Sometimes stuff goes up my nostrils and I'm just like, no, I don't want to deal with this, especially when it's hot, you guys. I just don't. After taking the bobby pin down, I literally 5 seconds, a new hairstyle. Basically, that's it. Just one twist coming down. I think that's really cute. Instead of just having your hair down, you can put a twist or a braid, and that's it. Now I am going to go ahead and remove the twist, and I'm spraying a lot of Lux Dew leave-in, a lot of it. And you don't have to do this at all. Get water. Nobody has money to be wasting on leave-in conditioners. I was just too lazy to put water in a spray bottle and spray my hair. So don't be like me. Put water in a spray bottle and spray your hair, because we are not wasting money in 2019. I've said this several times before. We're not wasting money this year. So I'm brushing my hair out. This is going to be a low ponytail, so I'm brushing my hair in the appropriate directions so that it can lie flat. And what I'm gonna do is use some high strength weaving thread, and I put it in my mouth so that it's somewhere where I can easily grab it while I tie my hair back, make sure I get comfortable so I can have some range of motion in my arms, then grab it from my mouth and wrap around. I know it seems disgusting, but it's so much easier for me to have thread in my mouth while I'm waiting to tie it up and, you know, smoothing my hair back. It's so much easier for me to do it that way. And I'm not gonna lie to you guys about how I do things, so using thread to tie my hair up, this is something my mom taught me when I was young. She always did this. It's so much easier than looking for a ponytail holder, and it's always gonna be smooth because it's going to tie in place wherever you put it. You don't have to suffer. And I'm brushing the front out to smooth it out and have a nice swoop to cover a little bit of this big Southern African forehead of mine. And this is the hair. I'm brushing it out. I have a huge bush in the back there. So this is a nice everyday look for work, especially if you're like me and you don't like to have hair in your face at work. I am tying it down because it's kinky straight hair, and kinky straight hair tends to ripple up sometimes. So to prevent the rippling, I want to keep it as smooth as possible. So I'll tie it for like 10 minutes to prevent that reversion that happens. And I have bunny ears. So 10 minutes later, I'm gonna go ahead and take this off and hope for the best, because things can go wrong. And this is why I used a lightweight product, because if I used a gel, I would have had some problems right now. And this is our look. Very classy, very simple, everyday. It can definitely go any way you want it. It can be an everyday look, work, play, going out, whatever you want. You can definitely rock this anywhere. And I am going to move on to the very last look. So I'm very excited right now to be moving to the last easy look. Like literally all these looks take like 3 minutes max. And I'm using a bun. I bought these buns on eBay. They're super cheap, you guys. I'm gonna put a link in the description box. There's so many sizes you can pick, and they have the measurements on there. I don't remember what the measurement was for this one, but when I put the link, it's gonna pop up on the website so you can see, but they are very cheap. Anyone can afford them. And I am wrapping around, and I just don't have a fashion. Make sure, the only thing you need to make sure is the middle is open, so you can wrap around easily and you don't have hair overlapping over the middle. But other than that, you don't really have to be good at doing this. I think we've all done this at some point. I would like to believe we all have, or we all know someone who has. And this is it. This is literally all I'm doing, is wrapping around, going in a circle. And because it's kinky straight hair, it's very textured, so I don't have to pin it down. With a bobby pin, I don't have to pin any of this hair. If you have straight hair or silky hair, you definitely should use a couple of bobby pins to make sure it's secure. But kinky straight, kinky hair, stuff like that, it doesn't matter. It's gonna be good, and you can touch up as needed. But that's all there is for this big, huge, extra bun. But it's very classy, nice and bridal and sophisticated, and I love it. So that is all for this video, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. As always, let me know which style you liked the most, and I will talk to you in my next video. But until then, take care.